Hello everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid. Just gone over to Bitcoin. Big of the CoinsKid crew. So Bitcoin's quite boring at the moment. There is a reversal pattern I'm tracking on the 8-hour time frame. We've gone through that, with yourselves. We've been looking at that. We jumped into a lovely little long level week off that trend line. It's beautiful. Rode it up into the neckline of resistance, and right now, we're getting rejected. Now, one of the things that we definitely want to see on the daily time frame, and this is something I've relayed to you in a recent video, we need to see Bitcoin trending above this moving average of this particular indicator, because if we do see that, currently sitting around about 62197, if we do start to see that trend above, okay, for many days over a few weeks, we start to build up the probability here, okay, we are looking at this final fifth wave. So that is actually something you could just kick back, wait for, to start to see in the charts. There is something else that I'm going to show you as well, but at the minute I'm going to give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt because of the certain charts that I'm looking at, the setups in many coins, the likes of XRP, Chainlink, Cardano, Ethereum, VeChain, so on and so forth. I don't necessarily see any breakdown structure to get too concerned about at the moment, because I still see retained structure in those charts, which is something I've relayed to you. My anticipation at the moment is from this bottom we've had a 1 into a 2 into a 3, and we've hit this resistance, and right now we're just going sideways in a potential flag. Okay, after a 5-wave move up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So unless we start a significant drop here, I think that the projection is still within the realms that we've got this last leg missing. And what we're doing is typically what we always do in every single cycle. We get rejected at the first point of resistance on that green trend line, at the green moving average, and then we have a correction, just like we did here. Got rejected, correction, just like we did here. You get rejected, correction, rejected, correction. It's only when you take that level of resistance out, this moving average, that you do begin the true sort of end phase of the bull market for Bitcoin, like we did way back there in 2020 as well. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, and it is something you could wait for, not necessarily getting above the green line, because obviously that's creating all-time highs, but it's just something you could wait for as an entry point if you do start to trend for Bitcoin. If we get our ass back above that moving average, and I've relayed that to you, roughly 62197, start to take it out, start to turn it into support, then I think we have got a signal in this particular indicator, building up confluence, and a major clue. Okay, we start to get our ass above, trending above, tighten these moving averages up, then we are looking at that phase basically. But we have to be above that moving average, because the longer we stay below that, the more increase the probability of doing something like this, where you're trending under it. You're beginning to have that bigger macro correction than we anticipate here. So I've not got a crystal ball. I do think that technically Bitcoin's bullish because of the impulse. We've got a 1 into a 2, a potential 3 into the resistance, and right now we're going sideways in a 4, some kind of complex correction. I've gone through this with you, but what I'm looking to do to increase the probability, okay, right, we've got a confirmed bottom, we're looking incredibly bullish here. It's really simple. Get our ass back above that moving average, because in this particular cycle, okay, if it is like the previous cycles, every single cycle, and it's a big if as well, obviously, because there's no guarantees that every single cycle is the same, okay, but in this cycle we are missing 2 data points that I'm going to show you. One is the pi cycle top, which printed there and there, and like I said to you, I think that's a true top of a cycle here for Bitcoin. That was a 1 into a 2, ABC4, and right now this is the final fifth wave of the last cycle, and within this we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming up. Okay, so I'm looking for the pi cycle top to print up here to confirm, okay, we've got a cycle top. It's one key indicator and data point I'm looking for, but equally there's something else I'm going to show you as well on the weekly time frame we've just simply not done in this cycle for Bitcoin, which is major, which is probably a clue as well. So I'll show you that, and then I'll zoom in onto the 8-hour time frame to track this potential diamond bottom pattern that we're tracking. Okay, so take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. I've got 3 indicators here for you, and I've shown you how to get the RSI before, but these 2 indicators, the Bollinger Bands, I'm sure a lot of you know what these are, but basically it's an indicator. Just go to indicators up here, type in Bollinger like that, and you'll see it, Bollinger Bands, and equally Bollinger Band width. So you want the 2 in there as well. And for those people who have not got RSI, just type RSI in, and it's relative strength index. Okay, so I mod mine a little bit just to the colours so we can see them better in the charts. So you probably want to play with the settings, basically the theme and the colours. So what we've got, I don't change any setups, any inputs or anything like that for any of these. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now is in every single up thrust, every single impulsive move, where we get overextended, and it's the top, we do something in the Bollinger Band width. We always peak out on the red line, so it gets really overextended. Okay, so we've not seen that in this particular up thrust from this bottom here, where we've got the Bollinger Band width really tight there, where we've had this up thrust. We've come right back to the same spot on the Bollinger Band on that correction without actually getting really overextended where we peaked, basically. So it may be another little data point that we peaked on that impulsive move, We got overextended there as well, you know, where basically the Bollinger Band width gets really, really wide, and we've not seen it here. We've not seen that extra width that we do typically see, where you get up to the red line, overextended, increased probability of a top, or, you know, top of impulse or whatever, and then, you know, increased probability that you've found your true top, and we just don't see that there. So it may be a clue that from the width being really, really narrow there in November of 2022 right there, where we came up in the 1, came up in the 2, so here we have the 1, the 2, then we've come up in this 3, and now we're having a 4. We've come up in the 3 and we've got this 4, and it's getting really tight again, where potentially we're on the cusp of the last wave, where we get really overextended and make the Bollinger Band wide, which is what we do on every single cycle top, basically. So that may be another little bit of data point for you going forward, that, you know, we're simply not creating key data points that we look for to indicate the top. Really, really simple. And again, data, not emotion. So, you know, I'm just looking for more data in the particular indicators, and obviously the price action as well, where I can say, okay, you know, all right, we've got our top. Like I said to you way back here in April, I expected a correction because of the 5-wave move up here. I expected a correction way back there as well because of the 5-wave move up. It's really, really simple. So take a look at the RSI then. I think if we start to see, you know, the momentum of the RSI come down like this, then, you know, obviously Bitcoin could be in a bit of trouble. We could be looking at a drop here, quite a significant drop to a, you know, basically a lower level of support at the moment. But what we're doing right now, with the Bollinger Bands being extremely tight as they are before, you know, that 3rd wave began, and down here really tight where this potential 1st wave began, we're sitting in the same spot on the Bollinger Bands being really, really tight at the bottom, and equally the RSI as well. You know, we began this 3rd wave up, we're literally where we were in the RSI way back last year in September, October, before, you know, everyone thought we were going to continue to do this, and then all of a sudden we turn around and do this. Okay, so, you know, I keep an eye on this, because if we do get some kind of turnaround here and start to come up, I think we could have a qualification of the end there as well, because what we would see if we did start to go vertical and stretch the Bollinger Bands like we did there and like we did there, I think we would begin to start, you know, and print some kind of monster bearish divergence, which again would increase the probability of a true top right there for Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we do get the stretch and we pop and we break to the upside, and most importantly get above that moving average for Bitcoin, which I've shown you earlier in the video on the pi cycle indicator right there, then I think we most definitely will create the bearish divergence going forward, just like we did at the top of that impulse just there, where we got the high and the lower high, and just here we're getting the high and the higher high. So it's creating a, you know, bearish divergence to the top of that impulsive move as well, which I expect to see there, you know, which will be confidence of the fact, okay, we've got a top, guys, we broke out, we've got a final 5th wave, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is it with bearish divergence. I'm all out of Bitcoin. Okay, and at that point, like I've shown you so many times, we'll look for the drawdown. The retracement is a massive alt season. It's the blow off top in alts. We'll ride them up as best we can, and that's it. The end of the cycle, job done, bear market. So this is what I'm looking at. That's been my projection for a very long time, and we're almost, you know, on the cusp of it. But obviously I'm looking for the invalidation, and I'm trying to find it, and I just don't see it yet. So let's dive into the 8-hour time frame to see what we can see for Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin now, it was only a few weeks ago I said to you, I think we may potentially be carving out some kind of diamond bottom pattern here. So we've come down like this, and we're zigzagging with inside a compression pattern. As expected, we've got support on this neckline. Look at that, it was a high low. And as expected, we've got rejected on this neckline, basically a lower high. So at the moment, I think, and I've gone through this with you on the lower time frames, we've seen a 5-wave move there. So I think this is a correction coming back down. We'll look for support on this neckline again. We're getting really compressed from left to right. This could be the moment that Bitcoin continues to show, basically. And then, you know, we've just got that market symmetry through all the data points that I've just shown you. So I'll keep an eye on this pattern. I'm looking for it to be invalidated. I think obviously if we break down, it'll begin to invalidate this particular pattern. But if we get this compression from left to right and we take this resistance out, I will entertain some really good, you know, long positions here, and I'll relay that message to you. So, you know, I'm going to give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt. I'm looking at it as a potential bottom, not just a Bitcoin, on a lot of projects. I've been relaying this to you. It does qualify as a potential bottom. You know, I know a lot of people down here waiting to buy back here, but they were equally doing that last year when I relayed that potential, you know, reversal pattern on the daily. And I'll refresh your memory at that point as well. It was a bump and run pattern. And I was showing you it, and people saying no way, but it played out like an absolute boss. Okay, so we was looking at this beautiful bump and run ABC from April into, I think it was around about September. We came up resistance back test, see you later. So like I said to you, I think there's a golden opportunity here. Put your stop on the pivot low. I think we've got an explosive move here, one which breaks the all-time high, and it did exactly that. So again, I've not got a crystal ball, but I'm looking for the invalidation of this potential huge diamond bottom pattern. Break down below this support, the pattern begins to invalidate, but at the moment we may see a little bit of confluence with these trend line touches that we're actually getting here, that this is an actual reversal reversal pattern. So we basically come down into it and we're zigzagging like this, and if we break this resistance, that was your bottom right there, and we'll start and build up positions with stop losses below the pivot low to negate the pattern basically, and then we're looking for the continuation and, you know, the final fifth wave, which I've been showing you for many moons right now. So I wish everyone the most luck. I think on the lower time frames we zoomed in, didn't we, last time? You can clearly see on the 8 hour anyway, we've got the 1 2 3 4 5. This may be an ABC correction coming back, looking for the breakout here. Keep your eyes on this particular pattern. Come to your charts, draw the support just there, draw the resistance. We're getting really close to the apex of this potential bottom pattern for Bitcoin. I wish everyone the most luck. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. I do apologise at the minute because I'm a little bit tired. I took an injury last week to the leg, so the videos might be a bit of a miss because I'm not sleeping very well because of the pain. Hope you understand the update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Thanks for another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.